Okay, hello, welcome back again. This is Veracity Trigger. I'm your host, Veracity or Trigger. Some people call me Veracity, some people call me Trigger. I don't mind. So what's going on tonight is we're going to finish up the Persian reign here. Isan Empire is literally everywhere. I had control over the Chinese Empire, but then unrest broke out, and then, yeah, it kind of went back to a very oriental thing. So I can't really conquer them again because they're it's in a state of unrest, and so you need all these little duty das to be able to go in there and conquer them and all that sort of thing. So we'll see if I get some of these things available here. Apparently, they have to be a stable empire. So if they're stable, I can go after it and conquer it again. I don't know what they're going to send at me, but last time I tried conquering them, it was like 170,000 troops they sent against me, which, depending upon the day, depending upon the day and the vassal limit, I could have anywhere from 987,000 units of soldiers to use, or a million point five something. I've seen this go up and down, and it just sort of depends on how the vassals play with each other, which they don't really play with each other. They fight each other, but it's kind of there are some contingencies based upon all that. So sometimes I have to literally just give a satrapy to someone else that's not fighting somebody, but half the time they're defending from something, and there's really no satrapies left for me to give to anybody. The only real disclaimer that I can say is, like, I'm not using this. I'm not using Fountain of Youth anymore. I don't need it. I don't have to worry about loss of titles. I mean, I might, but we'll see. So far, I've been immortal for 285 years. Well, maybe minus about 40. So 240 years I've been immortal for. And then recently, I don't know how this happened, but I became a werewolf. So diplomacy sucks a little bit with that, but I get some personal combat skill. So I'm at 94 combat skill at age of 285. And it's pretty cool, but unfortunately, every time the month happens, you go out and do werewolf stuff, and so some people end up getting eaten, and she gets pretty full. I think she lost the malnourished trait because of that. It's unfortunate for the other person, but I lost the malnourished. Either that or I was holding feast. It was one of the two things. I don't really know what it was, but it was one of those two things. And so anyways, so I have about 9 years to go, and then it's game over. And then after game over, pretty much that's the end of this game, and then I'm going to start up a front mission run. I think I'm going to do front mission. I think I'll do front mission 1. I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. So I got some new games that they're not new games, but I have games that I can actually, play and host. And so I'm gonna probably do something cool on Friday, and do maybe like a fantasy stream. I'll probably play some different fantasy games on Friday, like some old school games and such. So it could be Final Fantasy, could be Fire Emblem, could be, I don't know, Secrets of Gaia, or whatever. It could be anything really. But just gotta check some stuff out. Pretty much everything's done. Like with technology, there's nothing left to do. I could get another.
With heads held high.
Holy cow! Hey, thanks for jumping in here, man. But what was I gonna say? I could get another trade post, because apparently I can get up to 6. How you doing, Big Maddie? I can get up to 6 here. There's nothing I have to do with laws anymore. Obligations are pretty much set in stone. These are good ways to run your obligations if you want to know. 1 over for noble. I just go along with what they say. They want more. The nobles want to give more taxes than troops, so I go a little bit over. Burghers want to do a little more troops than taxes. I go a little over that way. And then church and tribal are just about the same. So people will like it if you have those laws. They will not like these laws, because this literally makes me an imperial. I am an empire. I mean, there's no presidency here. It's kind of like I live forever and I rule forever. And because now I'm immortal, just imagine a Chinese president being immortal. He would pretty much be in my same shoes right now. The world is yours now. Yes, it's been mine for about, I don't know, maybe close to close to 150 years I've owned the whole world, and I've just been sitting here letting time go by. There's really nothing left to do, except for maybe conquer my immortals that I gave to someone else, and then I kind of lost control over the immortals. But this is kind of like a holy order mercenary clan that just works for me. So I don't really have to fight them, but if I wanted to, I could, because they've got little baronies and such. So they don't have like they don't have control anymore over like a county. Like if this was a state, you know, like a state within the United States, they don't have control over state. They have control over like args, so like little castles and all these random places. So like a little territory, like would be kind of like a city, or I guess that would probably be appropriate to nowadays time. So they kind of have like a city here, like a arg or a barony, a castle. Around a castle, you would make a city essentially now, you know. So anyways, they have that, and it's just a couple things. It's like, yeah, I could go to war, and really can't go to war apparently, but yeah, I'd have to make a valid thing to go to war over them, because, you know, it's a part of, I mean, they're a part of the holy orders that go to war, you know. Like if I want to call a holy order in, I call in the immortals, and then I pay them just a very little bit, and then they basically charge me piety, and there's nothing more to it. So yeah, Big Manny, I'm a werewolf. I have a wolf familiar, and I am a werewolf. I don't know how that happened, but in this game you can become a werewolf. I'm almost imagining you can also become a vampire, I suppose, but I don't know. I know that right now I'm a werewolf, and you're going to see some pop-ups of me doing werewolf stuff. And I didn't try to do any of that, but it just gave it to me. I was trying to lose the possessed trait. I was trying to lose the lunatic trait, but the only other option, if you didn't lose it, you'd get possessed. So yeah, I kind of have some bad modifiers there, but so yeah, as a werewolf, I'll go randomly, you know, kill somebody. But out of all the revolts that have happened, some people die in the dungeons, and some people die to my werewolf attacks. So I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, if China has a stable period, I can go to war with China. The Aztecs never came. I don't know if they will come and fight me, but maybe they will. But after tonight, probably gonna do some front mission gaming. Probably more so. I have, well, more time, and I had some obligations, but well, that's not happening now. So I'll probably do front mission, something with front mission, and I think Fridays I'll play some kind of fantasy game. I've got some SNES games on the run here. So I think I checked everything. I think we could just let time flow by, and we can just, you know, kind of play God here and just look at the world. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna let time run by. It's only like 9 years until it says game over, and I can look at all the titles and such. If there's a war in the meantime, or if I can attack China and, you know, put it under heel, then I could do that. I probably will do that, but they have to go once this says, if this says open and stable, then I can fight them for that. But apparently right now you gotta be able, they have to be stable or in a golden age in order to invade them. And you know, that's I've already been in the works with that, man. These are my retinues here. So these are my retainers. Like Cyan was a retainer for Doma. So he was the last retainer. Like he was the personal bodyguard of the king. So this is my retainers here. I think some of them are like little bans of, like, there's a company in here that just declared itself like perpetual, like, I will serve you no matter what, and you don't have to pay them. It's kind of like a fanatic group that's going to fight for me is right there. So there's my retainers there, and there's my retainers there. And I got to keep them on these places because the supply limit, this area has such a low supply limit that if I just go here and just stick them here, because the Empire, the Chinese Empire will start like right about here. And they'll just land all their troops and just slam attack me immediately. Kind of like the Aztecs coming in. They land all the way in the east side. They'll either hit Spain, Ireland, or Iceland right off the bat, and they'll go to town. And so I had my retainers over there for a while, wondering if they were going to come, but apparently they seem to come in the year 12 to 1300, and it's 1445, so I don't think they're coming. But we got like 9 years to go before endgame. So Papa's speech, no. So yeah, man, we're just gonna kill some time until the end and build up some pyramids. I built up a pyramid in I think Orkney. I'm still building the Giza pyramid, and I'm building a bunch of big stuff. I've got so much money, 59,000 ducats. I don't know what to do with it anymore. How's your night going, Big Manny? Hopefully you're feeling well. According to what I've been able to find out, I don't think that coronavirus is going to be as powerful as people have been dictating. It doesn't mean it's, you know, something that's completely threatless, but from what I've seen, I don't think we have to worry too much. What are we going to do here? Plot power. Oh, and Big Matty, I don't know if you knew this, but Glitterhoof came back, and he wanted to be, you know, he wanted to become my diplomat. So I made Glitterhoof my diplomat, and then it gave me an option, and someone else told me this earlier, that you can give your horse your blood to make it immortal, and I did it, and now I've got my horse diplomat as immortal, and my horse has this, you know, Raiden picture here. You know, my horse is now Raiden, but it has no diplomacy skills. It's a paranoid, craven, stubborn horse, and it's my diplomat. So, you know, I have it doing statecraft, so it says relations improve 4.5. So that's actually not bad. That's not bad for a horse. You know, Mr. Ed going out, you know, shaking hands or shaking hooves with everybody, trying to make people, you know, not make factions against me. I mean, look at that. I've got no factions. I think he's doing a good job. There's no factions against me, and that's my diplomat. That's supposed to do, I mean, what it says here. You know, what it does is it performs a statecraft, keeping people kind of happy with you. I mean, 4.15, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad. I know there's diplomats do a better job than a horse, but, I mean, just imagine a horse, you know, shaking hands or shaking hooves with everybody and making them friends. Just imagine that. I mean, that's crazy. That's something you could use to scare the masses. It's possibly that, yeah. It's possibly that. Sometimes I wonder, because it's like the numbers that they're showing, the numbers of the people that contacted it and aren't dying compared to the ones that are dying is, and might be, well, I don't want to say astronomical, but it's like way different than what's been purported. It's vastly, vastly different, you know. I know. I don't know what to expect from a horse. I mean, people just look at the horse. The horse, you know, does some neighing. Let some people take a ride sometimes. You know, those are good diplomatic skills. You know, because if you do for someone what they want, and they do for you what you want, those are good diplomatic skills right there. And I think Glitterhoof is doing an amazing job. You know, this is awesome. I have an immortal horse as my Astabat, as my diplomat. But yeah, somehow I became a werewolf too. So we're going to see some werewolf things. I put some pics on my Discord if you wanted to check it out about that. And I can't help what the werewolf does, though, because when the moon comes out, the beast comes out too, and, you know, things happen. I think the other thing is we're going to find out all the lies and all the things that are being purported to us, and we're going to take a second look at everything before we just immediately jump into a ton of fear about stuff, because like as soon as they brought out all this stuff, they're like, there's not going to be any more toilet paper, and the very next day I go to 9 different stores and there's nothing. It's almost as if they just shelved it instead of people buying it, because like I would have noticed something happening, but 9 different stores the very next day, it's like, really? It seems a little fishy there. I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to like tell the stores, predict it or whatever, and then the stores were like, you know what, we need to put this back in stock, and then put like one thing on the shelf. Seems a little fishy. I mean, the very next day that it seems to be a thing, like everybody pulls back. Either the store managers are getting a little nutsy about it, or the people are getting nutsy about it. Everybody just go insane. It could be both. It could be both, because it was pretty much the very next day I heard just the rumor about that. And it wasn't about anybody saying anything about there's no toilet paper, nobody was saying anything like that. They're just like, well, you know, we gotta, you know, it might happen that there might be a loss of toilet paper. And the very next day it was all gone. It was like, how does that equate to the very next day when I go out early in the morning? I looked all over the place. There was only one store that had it. I got what I could. And I don't know if they're even keeping it stocked, but there was some, I guess Texas is getting it back. From what I heard, Texas has all that back. I find it really interesting, though. People probably did go insane, though, too. Well, I think that's a part of... I think it's like... It's sort of like fear porn. You know, they go insane. You know, the news makes it super dramatic. Boils it over to such a huge degree. You know, it doesn't really need to be. And, you know, we get this kind of pandemic. You know, Lysol. Let's go after this leader guy. I keep doing this. I've never had a... Fight the leader and shatter the band of the raiders. So far, so good. I can kind of do it. Just kind of find it... I find it kind of funny. I'm an immortal who's a werewolf with a Colt 45. I did one of the quests to make a gun. I made a hand pistol. I just, you know, renamed it a Colt 45. I am powerful. There's no way to beat a werewolf with a gun. An immortal werewolf with a gun. Oh man, that's kind of funny. Stack of Lysol. You know what? Here's the thing too. You're gonna have to go and buy alternate things. And this is what I went to Hill Home Stream, and I was having some fun, and I just thought it was funny. But I thought, you know what? If we go out now and just buy boxes and boxes of Pampers, we don't have to worry about the toilet paper. We can just wear the diaper all the time, and you know, no need to worry about the toilet paper. And then it'll be like, nobody's buying toilet paper anymore. Maybe we'll put it back on shelves. Why are they buying all the Pampers up? Plus, that way you don't have to worry about that. just go when you want to. I don't know. Maybe not everybody's into that idea, and maybe that's a little too far-fetched, but at least it might be better than, you know, going outside and getting a bunch of leaves, you know, which that could possibly happen. I don't know, Big Maddie, what do you think about that? That's oh, this guy's deceitful. I don't know about that. He's young and he's got Midas touch though. Let's get somebody that's youngish. I don't really need a good steward. I need a decent steward, but I don't need a good steward. Although that's always not the best thing to say, but I don't really like this guy's the best, but he's deceitful. So he might steal some of the money because the steward controls all the money. He's the guy that collects taxes. He's the tax collector. A deceitful tax collector. Well, I'd rather have a just tax collector here. Which, I mean, he could kind of fill the role. But he's a kinslayer. And he's not even, like, that's not really the job that he likes to do. I don't really have any other good candidates, though. Unless I go with this guy. This guy's 38. He's got 14. He's depressed. Well, he wants to become a counselor. So he wants to become a counselor. So maybe making him a counselor will make him lose depressed. But he is cruel, but he's charitable. So she's a charitable fortune builder. So that's kind of up her alley. So we'll give that to her then. You got to get the Depends adult diapers. Yeah, I know. We're all going to be going out getting Depends at some point here if they keep holding the toilet paper back. Either that or we're going to have to literally, you know, plant some trees. When they get tall enough, cut them down, cut the paper ourselves, and make our own toilet paper. We might have to turn into that. We might, you know, if people go on with this fear for too long, we're going to have to start bartering with each other over materials. You know, we're going to have to be our neighbor's best friend and help each other out. You know, I wonder. I wonder. I don't know, but I think it's just a little bit more of a scare than it needed to be. I think the reason it's talked about so much is because of the age of the people it goes after. If it was a younger age, let's say it was 20 to 30, it wouldn't be that big a deal because most politicians are 50 years or more. So I think the politicians are making more of a bigger deal of it because, well, their mortalities might be called into question, which everybody's got to go at some point. And I'm going to be happy when I go. I'm not going to worry about it. You know, I know it's going to be, I don't know how it's going to feel, but, you know, I'm fine with life, you know. You have so much of life and then you go on to transition into a new life, or you know, go on to a new reality, or, you know, you go to heaven. I kind of think you go where you want to go. So that's how I think it is. Not a good choice. Not a good choice, but it might have to be. It's definitely not an ideal choice. So who should we make our Mobad, our church chaplain? A guy who's an impaler or a guy who's an architect? I'll leave this to you, Big Maddie. We can choose for our church chaplain, our bishopric, a guy who's an impaler or an architect. I'm going to go ahead and say the architect's the better choice for the church chaplain. I don't know what you think. He's a just impaler, though. So he's like, well, you were kind of naughty. No way. Oh, come on, man. Okay, well, I did ask you to give me an idea, and you did say that, so I guess we'll go with the impaler. He's a just impaler. I would have picked the architect, though, because I don't know. He builds houses, he builds the mind, you know, but he is arbitrary, so he doesn't really care. This guy's an ambitious impaler, though. So he's a cynical impaler. A cynical, proud, ambitious impaler. This is gonna be. They're both masterminds though, so I mean that's kind of their because it's like this. You see this little block here, means that that's kind of up their alley. You know, this white block goes to this other white block there. So these two can be good candidates because they're both good. But I guess we're gonna go with the Impaler. We're gonna have a lot of unforeseen tragedies coming up, Big Maddie, because of that choice, probably. The state of my pitiful husband. Court physician at once. Oh, dude. I didn't get to show everybody, but this is the husband she has now. Let's check out how many husbands she's had. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She's had 10 husbands so far. This shows this skull is just a natural death. Bedridden. This was pneumonia for him. If it's green, it's plague of some kind. If it's red, it's murder. So this guy was slain by Ardavan the First of Pex in a chaotic battle. The last one was burnt at the stake. Yeah, last one's burnt at the stake. Well, look at how old I am. I was born July 6th, 1159, and it is now 1446. So, yeah, I am immortal. I can't die. Let's kick off the time there. Almost 300 years. Almost 300 years. 40 of those years I was aging, and then about 40 something I did the Immortal Quest and I stopped aging. So I guess you can count the 40 years. Yeah, but I mean it's right here, 287. So 287 years old. She won't die. All her husbands will die. And have you seen the new Frankenstein Chronicles on Netflix? I don't know. I like it, and it just kind of reminds me of this game too when you're doing it, because you know they bring people back to life, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's a pretty good series. Pretty good series. You know what? It's funny with her. She got this guard dogs thing, which increases plot power. I gained a wolf familiar, and I turned into a werewolf. I wonder if turning into a werewolf means you have to have guard dogs and a wolf familiar in order to have the werewolf trait. I don't know. I don't know a lot about all the little different things about this game, but I find it interesting. Dark pad, arrange a search. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and have fun with that. So, unfortunately, the tax modifiers aren't all that good for that sort of thing. But nope, don't watch that on Netflix. Holy cow! Produce a statue. Now, usually I don't make a fuss, but I have too much money and I kind of want to get rid of it. So I will spend 8,770 gold to make a statue to myself. Just because. I've got nothing better to do with this money right now. It doesn't give me an option to be charitable and to give it to, I don't know. I mean, I can give it to the immortals. I can't really give it to poor. I could give it to the Jewish people, I think. But I can't really be too much like, you can kind of have qualities of philanderer here, but you can't just give money to random people. Like this is the decisions tab, which was where you can do all your things at. There is no, I can donate to the immortals, which are my group that helps me fight, but there is no donate to charity. Yeah, Little Vein, yeah, but there's nothing left to do with the money. They don't give you any other options in this game. Maybe the CK3 will do more, but there's no give to the poor. You know, I could donate it to my vassals and all that specifically, but there's no, you know, I mean, maybe I could give it to the head here, but the only thing that they do with this game, they let me give him 15 ducats. 15 I can only give the head of my religion 15 ducats. I have 60,000 ducats. That's how little they care about giving to the poor. that's quite literally how little they care. I cannot give to anybody. I did upgrades too. I did a lot of upgrades. So I'm letting the upgrades go because the upgrades take like years now to go through. But once I hit, what I've been doing is every 2 to 5 years, I'm checking my upgrades and I'm upgrading stuff. But all this in the blue with the check mark, that's all done. Everything's done. Most of my monuments are all done. I've been upgrading everything. I've been using all that money. Now that I'm so vastly big, there's nothing left to upgrade. Like, this is 8 out of 8 here. Slots, I've already completed most of all of these things. There's like 2 that I'm building. There's like 2 pyramids that I'm building right now. To build the pyramids here into Gaza. That was just because I wanted to put something cool there. And then there's a wall there. Glorious statues here. I got a university, so I built pretty much everything. The Giza pyramid's still being built. It's got this pause button here. It's going to take, I don't know, 20 more years to do. It's at 49% done. I don't think that'll be done in time. I'm building a pyramid here. I'm building a pyramid right here on this little island. Do you see this? That's why it's surrounded by ocean. the Fair pyramid. I was like, I can build a pyramid on an island and here? Okay, we'll do it. I know, I do. I keep building all these kinds of things. The only problem is now I'm trying to build these things. It's going to take too long to complete. They won't get completed. So, like, trying to build these pyramids, they're just not going to get completed. I got till 1453, the game ends. So I've got 6 years left. It will never. As soon as you start a construction, it'll take it. Almost all of them take 20 years to finish, just one stage. So what you saw with that is this says stage 4. To build stage 1 will take me like 20 years for some of these things. I mean, some of these might not take that long. I mean, let's look at a list of things here. Take 13 years and 4 months to build stage 1 for a statue of a horse. Grand Fortress would take 20 years to build for Grand Fortress. Oh, I didn't build the underground city. I did my other file, but I'm not here. 13 years and 4 months to build. Yeah, most of these are like a long periods of time to build. Pyramid takes 26 years. That's why the pyramids are taking forever. 26 years and 9 months to build. A Great Pyramid in... If I was going to build it in Istakar. If I was going to build a pyramid there, 26 years and 9 months to build. So it's like, I could try it, but nothing will really get completed by the time the game ends. So I'm just kind of looking like, as soon as it hits to a 0 here, we go to 1450. I'm going to do some upgrades, and 1452 I'm going to do some upgrades, and I guess 1453 the game's over. So yeah, tonight is just ending this, and if I get to fight China, I will. But they have to be they have to be in a stable or golden age. So, but once the unrest ends, we can go to war with China. If that happens in time, but we'll see, you know. So we're just gonna let time flow by. Watch all these little, you know, these little things here pop up. Watch me become a werewolf sometimes. Upgrade everything. Oh man. Maybe I will do some upgrades to everything, but once it hits 5, then I'll do an upgrade for everybody and see if I can burn through almost all the money. But I want to build this up so there's a gigantic amount of money, and then we'll just upgrade everything we can find until we burn it all out. So far I'm making 400 a month, and that kind of depends on my trade routes and how that's all going. But they're not going to really do much to trade with me because I've got nothing for them. I could give them money. That's 23,000 ducats to get 300 grays. That's a bit of a ripoff. I could send a eunuch to them. Someone that's oh, they really like me though. But you are a deceitful spy master. I don't want you around my place. Yeah, that was my spy master. I want a different spy master. I don't want a deceitful spy master. Let's get you in there. That's good. So I made my spy master a eunuch, or gave him as a eunuch and commander. It sucks for him. But oh, and I had a eunuch here. I could have sent you. Okay, never mind. I don't think it really matters, but send you. No, it won't let me send you. Why is that? Not wounded or severely injured. Well, then don't give me that person as an option, maybe. How about that? Okay, so I did a little bit of that. I could get a Chinese artifact or a peace deal. Like, that's about as much as I can get. I'd rather just go to war with them. I'm just going to take an artifact here, whatever that might be. So, yeah, we'll just take an artifact. That's about all I can really do. So the game froze a little bit. That's why the hourglass is here. We gotta wait for that to be done. But yeah, we'll finish the game tonight, and I won't have to worry about freezing quite as much. This game's the only game that... This is the only PC game that I've played in a long time that goes back to that old style of freezing randomly. Like, oh, hourglass, I'll wait for it to go by. So, yeah, really not much to do. Except for, let's check out what we got. I got a cipher disk, which is pretty cool. Did I just get this? 1290, 12. Oh, they gave me a serpent spear. Is the person I'm married to a warrior of some kind? I don't know. Let's give you that. Wait, are you... Oh, okay. Alright, let's give him... We're going to give him the spear, and then we're going to force him to convert. Because why not? We're going to have some secret time with, you know, have them get it on. Apprentice should be my Mobad. Or, you know what, we're going to make the architect my apprentice because that's cool. I like that. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to do a private conversation. And try to seduce. Wow, thought the guy liked me. Got married. Apparently not. Okay. Oh, he's really not into that. He's this. So that's probably why. Okay. Well, can't do much about that. Trying to have kids at 188, I tell you, this is a tough job. She has not been able to have kids after 40, no matter what, regardless of her being immortal. She has not had a single kid in a long time. So all her kids, we're at like 10th generation kids right now. That's like as far as we have, because It's just his kinswoman now. My kinswoman's 44. She's in a regular marriage, which doesn't help this much at all. You are in a regular marriage. Your son's died. This son is here. Let's get him married. Don't need matrilineal. She's 11, 16, courtier. Well, it's not. Well, hopefully it's not his sister. There we go. Not his sister. That can work. Brothers and sisters should be nice to each other, but not that nice. That's all I'm saying. So how are you making out with what's going on, Big Manny? Did you get outside? Did you get to do some kind of workout or anything? Or because I'm sure some people are, you know, I know it's actually helped me get out a little bit more in some ways. You know, I've been able to go do some walk-arounds, you know, do some trips, been able to, you know, get out a little bit more. Go outside when you need to. Yeah. I've been getting outside a little more each day, which actually is kind of good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I guess there is a sort of pseudo silver lining to it, I suppose. Here, let's get these guys up. 12,000 guys. And we're gonna go do a little battle here, because why not? You sent that tiny little army against him. Yeah, that's not gonna work too well. I'll attack the right flank, knock it out. Done and done. I think the game just freezes now because there's so much information to process. I've done so many things because I hold all the territory. Now all the information's coming to me in one single unit instead of going to the different countries. So now I get to have all that information, and I think because of that, the game's like, whoa, this is more than we anticipated. And then everything just gets really slow after that point. I think that's the reason. I might be onto something there. Or it could be that after the year 1200 things weren't really balanced out, you know, in any serious aspect. So I found out something interesting. If you do pick up this game, Big Maddie, if I can pause the game here, which I don't know if it's gonna let me. Nope, a little freeze. Here, this is a different shield than I have. This is a, I think it's a Slavic shield. So I know that this ruler is not of the religion. So I can ask him to change to my religion. Well, I has to demand that he does. He might not agree with it, but he might. So we'll see. We shall find out. So he's Slavic. Dude likes me. Demand religious conversion. He will not accept my offer. I don't think I've asked him before, but he will not accept it. So maybe there's some modifier in here that like forces him not to. I don't know. Follower of Perun. That could be why. I'm not sure, but I can't just imprison him off that. I mean, I could try to imprison him, which actually is a pretty good percent, a 68% chance I could imprison him. But this option is viewed as tyrannical. Because if you just imprison somebody just because you want them to change religions, everybody's like, what? And then, you get minus 40 modifier for being a tyrant, So I could be a tyrant if I wanted to, but I'm not a tyrant. Regardless of what you may have heard, I'm not a tyrant. So what am I going to do here? I was going to show you something. I'm trying to remember what I was going to show you. Here. So when you look at my long reign there, it's the third modifier under the opinion of liege, long reign plus 98. I don't know if this goes above 100, but we're going to find out. But basically, after a certain amount of time, you get a long range modifier to your character. So if you're like a kid and then you come into reign, it's like -5, -6. Everybody has opinion of you because you're just a kid. You just started. You don't really know what's going on in the world. It's kind of like it's sort of like a military thing too. Like you haven't been there long enough. You don't know what you're talking about. But then you've been in reign as a king for some time. Then the modifier goes up. +1, +2, +3, +4. I got it all the way to +98 because literally I'm immortal. So unless somebody tries to attack me, I can't die. So it's weird, but it almost gets to a point of possibly being godlike in a way because now I have such a high modifier. Everybody's, unless they have so many different things about them and they're a different religion, then they're going to have a different thing. But almost everybody's going to be at 100% liking me. So what's different about this? See, she is a part of the heresy of my religion. So because of that, that's a big negative modifier for her to not like me as much. So it usually goes by religion, and then if it's something else beyond that, it's some other modifiers in there too. So So here's the thing. She just came into reign, I think, because she doesn't have that long reign plus. So she hasn't been there long enough to have that kind of liking for me. So as long as I'm in reign and they're in reign for a certain amount of time, then the modifier just stays really, really high. Anyways, let's continue the time frame and we'll just beat the game, and that's it, man. That's it. Then I can just, move into some new stuff. I've got front mission's going to be a big one. I'll be doing that. If I can get a co-op thing going, I might be doing maybe that with Hillholm. We'll see if he stops by and he wants to, do that with me. And because we did the Final Fantasy Tactics thing together as a fun thing. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun to do that, and I had a blast. We'll see when that happens. But I think probably Front Mission 1 I'll probably do. I think I was doing Front Mission 2 before, but it was a little more action orientated, and I'd have to play it for a while to probably get a lot better. It does the older style 2D scrollers, like the old, really, really old Castlevania games, I'm kind of good at, but I really didn't play them all that much. I played a lot of strategy games more, and I still like the strategy games probably the most. Like the new stuff like Bloodstained and that sort of stuff, where I've got a lot of high mobility, that I can get into. That I'm actually fairly decent at. But yeah, some new stuff coming out. I probably won't get the CK3. I'm probably not going to play this style of game for a while because, there are new games coming out, and there are some other older games that I did enjoy playing, and some older games that, like a friend has, and, I can play some of that. So, a little more into into trying some of that out. Yeah, but like this game and some other games I was playing are kind of fun, but they're just so long. So long. I've been getting kind of worn out with this overly super long games. Partly because the reason is because I get to the end of the game sometimes too early, or I get to a point where it seems like I'm at the end of the game, and like in Battle Brothers, and I think I'm pretty well prepared for some fights, and then I need like a whole new team composition, or I need to get a whole lot better armor, and it means like another 500, 600 hours worth of play to get there, and then it starts to feel like some of these games have this feeling of like I'm playing an MMO, but I'm playing a single player MMO. And after a while playing an MMO, I like some MMOs, but after a while I get bored because it's like I'm just repeating the same step over and over again. That's I don't know. It's not as fun as playing something that has new and different challenges and has an ending at a certain time. Because if a game just takes up like the whole entire day to play it, to level up, to get to a certain point, and it eats up 6 hours of your time just to grind out one or two things, to me, I get bored with that. I'd rather something where I'm like, I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something within that day. At least within a day I've been able to accomplish something. So, I mean, I like this, but I gotta play some of the older stuff that I really like. Okay, so open China. Let's see. Can I go to war? Still unrest. Okay, so I can't do anything about that. Still in unrest. We cannot fight them. Hey, Frost. Well, you see the time, don't you? How you doing, Frost? Yeah, check out my Discord. I put in some pictures in there. I am an immortal werewolf of the Persian Empire here. So you'll see some of those pictures in there, but they'll probably be in here too. I'll probably transfer into a werewolf at some point, and we'll go beastly on whatever. So I gotta wait till September to hold my Jasini Sonata, or Sadea. I don't know how you say that, Frost. How do you say this? Jasine Sade, or Sada. You don't know? Oh, come on, man. Thought if anybody knew, you'd know that, but apparently not. Alright, we'll hold it anyways. Whatever it's called, it's a good thing, Basically, it's like asking everybody to set up big bonfires, which, I mean, if I had to pick a religion, this would probably be kind of the one, because just holding a big bonfire and having fun, I think that's freaking awesome. I think that's one of the best things ever. But yeah, man. Oh, and Frost, since you're just here, I made Glitterhoof my diplomat, and someone came and told me that you can make him immortal, which I kind of knew that, but I wasn't sure the first time I was going to try it. I'm like, well, if I give the horse my blood, am I going to not be immortal? And they're like, no, you get to stay immortal. So now Glitterhoof is Raiden from Mortal Kombat, big lightning bolt there. And it turned into a gluttonous, paranoid, craven, stubborn horse who has a sympathy for Christian religions. But, the little silver lining here is that state relationship improved is 4.15%. That is awesome. So the horse can actually help diplomacy. It's not zero. It's not like a golem from Brigandine that has zero intelligence. This thing actually has a percentage to improve relationships. So, I mean, it's not the ideal Astabad or diplomat, but, you know, it'll never die. So it's fine with me. How you doing, Frost? Whoever does not give a branch, may God not grant their wish. Alright, so, should go and gather camel thorn for the fire. Ooh, these both do diplomacy things. Also, I got poet. One is because of poet, and one is because of learning. Oh, no. This one gives me learning. Okay, we're going to go with diplomacy here, because we kind of need it a little bit. Dealing with life, yeah. Well, you'll get to see the end of the game with me here, man. So, if China kind of broke free of my reign. So if they go normal, we can invade China and knock them out. It should be easier this time than it was last time. I had almost the whole world last time, but now I have the whole entire world. So, yeah. Yeah, man. The only thing that's a little bit free right now is the Immortals, but let them be. They fight for me anyways. Yeah, man, I finished this game like almost 200 years early. And now I'm just running timeout. Once it hits 250, we're going to go make some upgrades. Big Maddie wanted me to upgrade everything because I've got so much money. So this gives you plus 10 modifier all around with that. Jocini Sonatas are amazing. It's just like you hold it once every, I think, 10 years, and it gives a plus 10 opinion of you everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's better than a summer fair. It's way better than a summer fair. Does a game end in 1453, man? I think that's what I read, and I think that's what I remember. But I always forget the end of games, like what the time frame. Even with Brigandine, I keep forgetting the end game because I never really need to go to the end date to beat the game. 1454? Okay, I've read somewhere it's 1453. Maybe it is 54, but either way, we're 4 years away from beating the game, so if you guys want to hang out with me a little bit and watch the end here, you know, this is the end stream. This is, I'm done with this stream, and then I'm probably going to do some front mission stuff. So, Seuss, this was Seuss here, but now it's called Veracity Trigger. It's all completely done. Everything's blued. I have Cologne. I think I have Cologne finished. Yeah, man. Are you getting out, Frost? Are you getting out and feeling the sun on your back? You know, there's not a lot to do. Really. I think it's a good idea for people to at least get out and do some walking or something. You know. It's in a weird way, this is actually kind of helping me in that sense, you know, get out and do some stuff, because like, there's not a lot to do, and, you know, I see so many people running now, like, usually earlier than I kind of see, because people don't really run too much here, close to the end of winter time. They're still kind of in their, you know, I gotta be in the cabin mode. I don't see a lot of them doing that, but, yeah, I'm seeing more people get out and do stuff, so that's always a good thing. Oh, that kind of day, and it was rainy anyway. Oh, you had more rainy day? Yeah, we had a rainy day yesterday. So, I guess it makes sense. You got our rain today. It was rainy yesterday. But today was nice and sunny, so tomorrow might be nice and sunny for you, possibly. I don't know. I suppose that could change because you're like a few states away, so the clouds might, you know, bunch up at some point, but maybe you'll get a free and clear thing, you know? Yeah, man, I'm almost done with like these buildings. I went back. Oh wait, Durham? I don't think I finished Durham today. Okay, so that's kind of complete. We'll check on hospitals here. My trade routes are done. I need one more trade route. But I don't think I'm going to be able to fight for another trade route. So I'm 5 out of 6 trade routes. And I can't really do much more than that. Let's try to finish the hospitals if we can. Then we'll finish all the great works. I built all the great works except for the hidden cave thing, which I forgot that was even a thing. But almost all the great works are built. I've got a few different pyramids. I'm building a pyramid near Orkney on an island in the water. So we'll get to see that in a second too. Which I didn't even think you could, but you can. So see, these are all the ones that are done here. There's a pyramid here. There is a great shield here. This place is great for a great shield because there's 4 castles here, so they're all fort level 12 point something. So I was like, you know, if the Aztecs are going to attack me, good freaking luck, because they're going to have to beat through all those 12.25 fort level things there. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Put a nice little statue there. There's a university. I'm building the Giza pyramid too, because I was like, you know what, there should be a Giza pyramid here. Let's build that up. So look at this right here. Oh, I can upgrade. I can upgrade. So the Ferrer pyramid here. I did limestone casing, extra pyramids. Let's put a mythological beast. Let's put the that one beast there. Glorious Garden of Veracity is there. So I'm at 38,000. Big Maddie wanted to see me do some upgrades. So let's help out a bro. Although I think the bro is helping themselves out. I might not be able to build everything. Let's go up north and see if we can build something up north. I'm literally just sitting around, just wasting time. I've got nothing left to do. Let's help out some friends here. Let's build up some stuff for them because, you know, they don't have the funds, but maybe they could. They are building too. I built some hospitals here too. I think I built a hospital here. I can't do anything because their tech isn't good enough. But this one's tech is good enough. Let's give you that. Maybe we'll work on hospitals, man. Maybe that's the right way to go. Let's fix everybody's hospital up, make it a little bit better. You know, that's what the government should do with our money. It's got all this excess money. Put it into the freaking hospitals, man. You don't have to deal with all these fear plagues that just pop out of nowhere. You know, stick all that money right back into the system where it needs to go. That's where it needs to go. We'll build you. Look at that. I'm building hospitals for them. They don't even have hospitals up here. They don't even have a hospital. Can I run through all my money, Frost? Do you think I can burn up all my money on just hospitals here? Think I'll burn it out that way? Look at all this estate, all this hospital estate. Okay, let's go to Kings, so I can kind of get a guesstimate as to who may or may not have done this. Because I'm thinking it depends on the king and the wealth of the king, you know, in a sense. So, looks like Vladimir is kind of working on stuff. It's not amazing, but I mean, the north here, they're not really, there's not really much of anything, honestly. Finland, how are you doing, Finland? Finland is, look, this is Finland did this. Expanded hospitals too. All this stuff here, soup kitchens, libraries. Let's give you a little pilgrimage thingy. Finland's doing good. Finland's, you know, working on their stuff. Vladimir, I'm kind of waving my hands on this one. I mean, they are kind of working on some things, it seems, but there's places completely empty, no hospital at all. See, this is our problem in the world. There's just places that the government, the people in charge, are not building the adequate necessity facilities to keep this stuff down. It seems, especially in this game. I mean, maybe in reality too, but it's like, yeah, I had all that money. I don't know what to do with it. Now that I got all the money, I got nothing to do with it. Might as well just reinvest it back in the system. Get people healthy again. Healthy, wealthy, and wise, you know. Medical Academy. I like that idea. Let's see here. Did I do something there? Hope I don't lose my place. I might forget. Yeah, there's no hospital there. Look at that. Do you think the game and reality would kind of like focus on that? Nope. Okay, Croatia, how are you doing? No hospitals. Croatia's not looking too good. Pretty bad, actually. Croatia has no hospitals at all. There, or there, or there, probably. And I'm going to guess here, there's no hospital here, which there is no hospital either. So, Croatia's pretty bad with their medical tech, or they just don't care. I don't know which one it is. Ooh, it looks like, what is this place called? I can't read that right here. Kizakovzid? They're kind of working on stuff. They're not so bad. We're going to keep the Black Death and all the other little plagues down here. Disease resistance. Well, I'd rather go with Medical Academy than a pharmacological laboratory immediately, because teach, you know, the whole thing, you teach a man how to fish, they live for a lifetime. You give a man a fish, they live for a day. I know I said that wrong, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, I'd rather teach them first, you know, than just start supplying medications, random medications all over the place. Like, well, we got all the stuff, but we don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? We got all the things, but we don't know what we're doing here. Expanded sick houses. Did I do this one? Oh no. Nope, I didn't do that one. Oh, that's Inlad. I thought it was Finland. Got 20,000 gold left. They do build these up too, you know? You know they do, Frost, right? They will work on their own stuff. But I don't know why. Like here, let's look at the plague chart. Which I'm starting to wonder, but I think it might be true in a sense. But the plague is just pneumonia. Pneumonia is actually a part of the plague. So if you have pneumonia, you have parts of the actual plague. I think that might be right. You know what? Let's try this in a smarter way. Which, I wonder about this too, because all these things around my capital are maxed out hospitals. They're all maxed out hospitals. Like, I purposely made all the hospitals around my capital maxed out so that, you know, my family was safe, which seems to be, I wonder if that's the truth in reality too. All the hospitals around the White House probably have maxed out hospital facilities to make sure that the family and lineage of the people that are in line to rule are safe. I wonder if that's true. It might be very well true, because this is what I'm doing in the game. Secure my lineage, and they may have done it too. So like everything around here should be maxed out. And let's see about this. Well, this is still kind of maxed out, but going down the line here, there's no hospital. So it's right next to a place with no hospital. So consumption is getting into here. They didn't even have a hospital. It's gotten to here. They do have a maxed out hospital, but it's not moving through here. Now, the Black Death went through everything. Like, it didn't, like, no hospital really actually stopped the Black Death. But it does seem to be that consumption is getting slowed down by the hospitals that are being built here. Which, it's supposed to do that, you know, but now I'm like, I can see all the proof. See, there's no hospital here. Consumption's got there. You know, it's probably not a very good hospital here, which there isn't. Leper colony, let's do that. They just need a jump start to do something. Endgame campaign taking forever. Well, Big Baddy wanted me to use all my money to do something, because I have so much money and I could build all these hospitals. All right, well, let me do 2 more hospitals and then we'll continue here. Okay, is that okay? Because I just upgraded a lot of stuff, and there's really not much left to do. So, all right. So I'm happy with that. Let's let it go on here. Everybody wants to see the end of the game. Let's do it. Let's do it, folks. All right. Well, I held my Joss and Isada. I think my council members are all in there. I think everything's pretty much kind of done. I can give some more titles away to random people here. Minister of Magazines. I want my Minister of Magazines to be competent because he's the one that holds my treasury, I think. Or just the weapons in general. Chase, Diligent. Ooh, you are the person for that. I've got so many extra titles. I just wanted to make all these extra titles just so have some people had some fun things to talk about. So I got Keeper of the Dead, Keeper of the Tomes, Guardian of Knowledge, Keeper of the Tides, Keeper of the Watches, Keeper of the Toilet Paper, Keeper of the, I don't know, any kind of title you want. I've made it so people are happy with, you know, that stuff. Keeper of the Toilet Paper. So how you doing on toilet paper, Frost? Are you all set? We were just talking earlier. You know, hopefully it doesn't get to a point where we all have to go out and buy Pampers. You know, because in that point, you're either going to be buying Pampers or you're going to be going outside to grab some leaves and kind of do things the old-fashioned way. You know. Struggles. A significant progress. Yeah, we'll do that. Before it was a thing. Well, that's good. That's good to hear, man. So yeah, man. That's really. There's not much left for me to do here, unless leave the wolves out. I don't know what to show you. There's really not. There's not much to. It's not much to showcase anymore. We're kind of just waiting for the end. Hopefully it doesn't. You know, I don't mean the end of our world, but the end of this world. You know, I'm kind of waiting for the end of this world here, because then I can see the game over. At least. Which I'm glad to have you here, Frost. You know, it's going to be a while before I do CK2 again, because I've got some other games lined up. But it was definitely fun. You know. Oh, and I got all these. I went through the dark path, which I think you saw last time, to lose the I think the maimed trait, and it worked the second time I did it. But I got all these extra blessings in disguise here too, so it did have some benefits. I got a wolf familiar out of it too, and I wonder if I become a werewolf because I get a wolf familiar and I get guard dogs. I don't know what sequence you have to get in order to become a werewolf, but I'm a werewolf here, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what the deal is, man. Oh, and do you see these little freeze pauses here? Do you get this a lot? I always seem to get this when I get end game with this game. It just like freezes like the old school games do, you know, with this white hourglass here. This is an autosave, man. That's not the autosave. The autosave is a brown one that rotates. No, that you're gonna see there's a difference between the autosave and this thing. That's a freeze. That just pauses the whole game for a while. Because when it's a white hourglass, it's a freeze. If it's the brown hourglass that rotates and actually shows the stuff going down, that's the autosave. And it freezes on me after the year 12 something. And I don't know if it's due to the fact that I control more territory and it's harder for the game to keep up, or if after a certain year there's some kind of bug. Maybe it's a calculations thing. You forfeit, dude. Sorry, bro. You done messed up. And now someone else gets to have your job. That's how life works, though. went and stole a bunch of stuff. You know? Gotta lock him up. he done messed up. So, yeah. Can I hold a Joss and he's out of here? I don't know. I don't know. Nope, not now. Acquire ingredients. Frost, this is how high I am with the mega here. How much exosteric knowledge I have. I'm very godly with exosteric knowledge right now. Change hermetic art. I could be something else. I like being the mystic though. I like that title. It sounds cooler. It sounds cooler than a scholar or theologian, I think. I think it does. Ooh, we got a revolt. We can fight a revolt. Yay! Let's fight a revolt. Where are you at, dude? 15,000 troops. 100,000 troops. Go. Nope, we moved over there. Let's go get him here. I don't think I even need morale for this one. Yep, here's the little freeze thing. It's not autosave, it's just a white hourglass there. So it's like the game going, what's gonna happen? Oh, let me slow it down and figure it out. But yeah, almost, well, it was at 100,000 troops. Now we're close to 100,000 troops against 1,500. So we'll see who wins. And well, that was pretty fast. Ah! What should we do with our prisoners? I know we have a lot of prisoners here. Or maybe they all died. I think they all died. He's a deceitful, envious, patient, zealous, scholar? Herosike? He's a deceitful, envious... So he's deceitful, envious, and he's patient, so he waits to strike. Like a jealous, zealous snake. Sacrifice! Good night. If he was a humble or, you know, a brave or something like that, then I'd probably just do a little humiliation of something, but yeah. We failed the quest. I'm sorry, everybody. We failed that little quest. See, here's the autosave here, man. This is what the autosave looks like. I mean, you know what it looks like, but you're probably wondering if it looks any different for me than when you're playing it, but it's still the same. It's still the same autosave look that you basically get. I get the freezes at the end. The game gets the shakes. Gets the freezes. Doesn't want to, you know, doesn't want to do much. It gets cold. Then it gets really slow. I'm trying, unless there's a pop-up, the game moves very slow. Very, very slow. So let's do the God's bird's eye view here. And we'll just let time go by. I think at 52 I'll do some final upgrades here. And then we'll just kind of wait for time to go by. I would do this colleague thing, but I think I have all those items that I got for that. I have the gun, I've got the cipher thing, I've got a couple of these other things here. I mean, I could do it for fun, but I might get a duplicate item. which I have gotten one duplicate item, and then I spent all that money, and then like nothing happened. So this is always good for this if you can get this diplomacy this high, and then but you see, then you don't get somebody that's gonna like the person that is in here, Big Maddie. If you let them come into this, this other person's going to argue against you and make your chances of building this a lot weaker. At least so far, every time I tried it seems to be like that. I don't. It's sort of a little bit of my detective work over time seems to be like there's always a guy that comes into this little favored colleague section, and he tries to influence you into his way, and it just fails the whole project, and you lose like 2,000 ducats just, you know, because I have the gun. I could do maybe prosper lands. I think I have a couple of these things. I kind of have to look at what I got in my treasury though. But I have the cipher disc. I think this was, yeah, this is for learning. So it wasn't very good apparently, but it is one of those things you get from that. Or that's where I got it from. So that's kind of where I got it from. I think I got this for, I might have gotten it that way too. That one that way too. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember what I kind of need to go for, because I've got a couple things in here. I know I don't need the weapon. You know, I'm going to try for the prosperity of the lands. Go for that because of stewardship. Stewardship's pretty fine. I noticed the displeased expression of neophyte Shaharok. Our eyes lock for a few moments and then defiantly stands up. Really? Prosperity? I'm sorry to say, but your suggestion seems stale. Unoriginal. I suggest we should give our project a warfare bonus. So, Herbad, Shamrock, Shashrock, I could call him Shamrock, I suppose, of Mulhausen. Well, I can't just say I'm the host, the decision is mine. That's not diplomatic at all. Overlooked an essential point. Let's try it. As I suspected, Shamrock's arguments are thin and flimsy. As we debate, it becomes clear to one and all that his suggestion was born out of spite and an unfounded sense of self-importance. In the end, he is forced to concede. Nice. So I'm probably going to get whatever that is. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see. Yes, enough is enough. I got too much exosteric knowledge. It's coming out my ears. I don't need it anymore. We must explore our limits. We need a good quality, whatever it is. We'll explore forever. That's all we need to do. Oh, and you know what I got? I think I got cancer with her. Yeah, I got cancer, so I got the sign of cancer, but now I don't see it in my lineup list. So I wonder if you can lose your zodiac sign after some time, because I remember getting her cancer and now I don't have it. The sun set hours ago and I can barely distinguish the details of the sketches in front of me. Everyone else has gone to bed, but I am wide awake. The thoughts are spinning in my head faster and faster. There is something there. Just outside the boundaries of consciousness. I almost have it. Eureka. Epiphany. Technology spread. Brilliant insight. Okay. Alas, I have cramps. Very well. I won. The invention, the accumulation of our great collaboration is finally finished. We have invented a device which always points towards the lodestar of the north, making it possible to navigate, even when celestial bodies are obscured by clouds. It will surely give an advantage to our traders. Okay, I made a magnetic compass. I already have one. Okay, that's fine. So cramps aren't very good. That's not very good. Though I don't want a Kinslayer, I do want to have... Why is that still there? Alas, I have food poisoning. My life is in your hands. Oh, a mystical treatment. Ah. Very depending upon her capability. She's a mystic. She is 32 for her skill. And she is stressed, craven, paranoid, gregarious, content, diligent, humble. Oh, she's like the perfect mystic. I trust your knowledge, O wise one. I feel different. Gets mystically altered, given it affects martial diplomacy. What? Gains the trait contrite, gains the trait proud. Did I say contrite? I might have. I already have proud, though. Oh, I lost pride somehow. Where did I lose pride? Okay. Yeah, I don't mind content. It's not terrible, but it's not totally bad. But I'm still, you know, food poisoning. That's not good. Well, I beat the plague. You know, it just fell off me one day. I was like, I don't feel like I have the plague anymore, and it went away. So I might be able to brush off food poisoning. The only problem is magically altered sucks. Okay. I feel better. Thank you. Brilliant insight. Nice. Okay, we're going to start up this next month. We're going to do some upgrades and that sort of thing. Auto save. Okay, let's do some upgrades here, man. Alright, guys. Upgrade time. Upgrade time. We got upgrades to do. And then we're going to watch the end of the game because I think it's 1453, but it could be 1454, like Frost is saying. I know I read 1453, but maybe it's 1454? Either way, let's finish this up here. This castle's completely done. This castle, I think, might be done. I always forget Cologne. Cologne is done. I don't need to worry about it anymore, really, because I'm not checking it after this. It's not a big point, really, to check at all. This one, yeah, this one's done. This one, I think, is... That one's done, too. Most of them are all completely done. I think it's just Durham and Thuringia might not be totally done. Nope, that one is still going too. Yeah, Durham, I built a new castle here, so they probably need another upgrade. This one is... I know I finished this one, so that one's totally done. Yeah, and I'm at Durham again. It just put me there. So we'll try to finish up a couple hospitals here. It's going through all the forts because I've got a bunch of forts. I think there might be one more hospital finished. Nope, that one is not available. Not available at the moment. Please try again later. And that one can't work either. Let's finish up our great works and then we'll finish the game here. It's like just literally a year away. So we'll see game over and I don't know. I guess I get to look through things. I forget all the... there's like a little book afterwards, I think, but not much else. Build... 2 years and 9 months. So I probably won't be able to build finish the pyramid here, but I have a pyramid on this island in Freyr, which is kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's kick it off. Okay, I got a prisoner here. And he is a gluttonous, paranoid, envious, lustful, wroth peasant. He's got all the 7 deadly sins, or most of the 7 deadly sins, so he's a little too deadly for me. I gotta get rid of him. Gotta get rid of him. Not a good guy. Terrible person. Wait, can I fight China? Can I fight China? Can I? Nope, they're still on rest. I don't think I'll be able to take over China again. I did take over China. It's been shown in my other stream and videos, so you can check it out. But that can go on rest, and then they... My guys took over China for a while. They had it for at least 100 years. So that was interesting. I got so many good trade benefits with China because of that. I would recommend attacking China just to take them over for just a couple 100 years, because, like... you can get that trade bonus, and it's like plus 100% for trade. You make an enormous amount of money. You make an enormous amount of money with them. If you get the trade bonus to work. And, you know, but I think a part of my problem is, like, half the time China's always asking for me to give them horses or to stop these people from doing whatever they're doing. And at the particular point in time, I don't have the money to give to them, because I just don't have that kind of money, because I've got mercenaries raised. You know, as soon as I give them too much and I don't have the money for that, the mercenaries fall off, and I might want the mercenaries for something. So a lot of the time I'm just like saying no to China. It's not like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but I can't give you horses because I just don't have the money. Your character just tells them to just, you know, get lost. That's what your character basically tells them all the time, and they get pissed off at you. They kind of close down some of the trade with you, and it's like, well, what? There's nothing I can do. It's you kind of tied my hands on this. There's nothing I can do about it. You literally almost kind of tied my hands. I can't do anything about that, you know? Arrange for marriage. Let's do some carousing. Invite to carousing. We'll do it for both of you, and you too. How about that? There we go. He accepted. She didn't accept, and he didn't accept. Oh wait, no. Maybe they all didn't accept. Why didn't they all not accept? Excellent. Auto save. Game over. You guys still with me? Or did you leave? I hope you guys are still with me. Anybody else on YouTube too that's watching this? This is the end of the game here, so there's nothing more to. I can show you some book and some dialogue after this, but that's literally the end of the game. So I think I turned him into an empire like as soon as I could. So I had an empire pretty quickly. Here my score is, this is the highest score I've ever seen. that I've ever gotten. And I think it's because my ruler's immortal, and she was immortal for, uh, well, I guess this is a debatable thing, but because she stopped aging at 40, but she lived 293 years as an immortal werewolf, which I've got the werewolf trait right there. And I can't seem to highlight it to show you, but it's there. Um, Renaissance sweeps across Europe, feudal area with the score of what is that? That's 1,194,374. Wow. Open Chronicle. I kind of want to get to Layla here. Which is going to take a while to get there, but yeah, that's the end of the game. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed some of this. Next up, tomorrow, I'm gonna kick off Front Mission 2, and I'm gonna do it a little bit earlier. And so we're gonna play some Front Mission, or not Front Mission 2, I think Front Mission 1. But we're gonna go full SNES on everybody for a while, and then I think Friday we'll play, if Metallic Mike's here, we might play some Final Fantasy 2. If not, I don't know. I've got a whole list of games I can play. I don't know if I want to do Fire Emblem or if I want to do something like, I could leave a list of games as to what you might maybe want to see down below. And I wonder why this score is flipping around. You see this? It's going back and forth. You see this little score on the top right? I was noticing, like, why is this going insane? I don't know why it's going insane. Well, anyways, that's pretty much the end of it there. It's going to take a while for me to get to her, but yeah, that's just showing a whole lot of stuff. Not much else to show, really. I mean, there's not much else to show, so I think we're going to kind of finish it there. And game froze up again. I'm going back to menu. But yeah, that's the end of it for the Persian Reign here. So if you enjoyed it on YouTube, please leave a like and all that. And subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. Hopefully you have a good night. Oh, you know what's interesting? I'm seeing a freeze, but the recording is actually going through with it. So maybe you haven't been seeing the freeze. Now I'm looking at my recording. It's showing me the recording's going through the page, but here on this screen it's not. That's weird. That is really weird. Really, really weird. Okay, so I'm going to, since I haven't really done this in a while, I'm going to go and raid somebody here on my list of things to do. So I haven't done that in a while. They've changed so many things here too. I'm trying to figure out where all these things have gone to. But I'm going to go ahead and raid somebody here. Let's do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And so we're going to go ahead and raid Vakos Lunare, who's playing Final Fantasy VI, which I want to see some of what he's doing here. I don't know how far he is. I know we did get somewhere, but I haven't been able to see all the stuff lately. But let's go raid him. And if you like Final Fantasy VI, you probably like this too. So let's go ahead and do that, and that's what I'm gonna cut out with. So I hope everybody had a good time, and let's do it. Let's go, people.
My dude Trigger, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the shout out. Playing some CK2. You playing with some? Were you playing with Frosty tonight? How's your stream, buddy? Welcome into FF6 once again. We are back. You know what? I'm gonna reload that. Let's see. Hang on. I'm not walking all the way back there. File. I reload. Reset. There we go. Yeah, welcome in, man. He's probably watching an ad right now. Typical of these raids nowadays, right? Brute Squad's here. Look at his avatar. That is so fitting for Brute Squad. Oh my goodness. Is that got like wide eyes, a fisherman's hat, and a yo-yo? Is that a yo-yo in your hand? He says greetings. Did you see your avatar over there?